that bar and the catering.
Yeah.
The catering on Marvel's much better.
They got
But
slightly more
That's the secret. That's how they get all those big
fried chicken
stars. Yeah.
society.
Hi.
hi, how
Hi.
are you?
I'm doing great, especially now when I get to speak with the two of you, of course.
Loving the
So
Reservoir Dogs poster behind your head, by the way. Top work.
yeah, it's
Two of my
it's
favorite
all
movies
about the
back to back.
Tarantino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just unbelievable. Love it.
So I'm Jonathan Bloomberg, writing for a movie scene in Sweden, and I've seen all but the last episodes of Passenger, so I'm
Right.
still waiting for the conclusion. But I obviously want to ask if there was always this subplot about the Swedish girl in it that we get to know a bit more about later in the season. But was it always Sweden? And do you know why?
I don't know. I don't know if it was why there's a why. I don't
Why
know.
there's a why? We don't know
I don't
why
know
there's a why.
why she's Swedish, but she was always the a character in yeah, in all the drafts I've read, she's always been in there, and I don't know why she's Swedish. I don't know. Andy
You make
likes
incredible procedurals.
That must be it, yeah. So apart from there being this Swedish subplot on this story, what kind of drew you to this project in particular? It's also the first that Andrew has made, and I really like what he's done here. So what drew you guys to it?
I mean, the script was just such a joy to read. It was such a nice relief to read something that felt like in my own voice, like in a northern accent in this village in the north, and play people and places that I feel like I know. And the dialogue was just so easy to kind of read and say, and fun and rich and light and dark. It was so well written, I felt. And I just was so excited to be a part of it. Um Andy's a really, really good writer.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's because he's such a good actor and he knows good dialogue, and it's just like a real treat to get something that feels like you don't have to do much to it. It does it all for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it feels familiar, but feels also like something that hasn't been done before. And you know, the blending of genres in this was quite alluring to me. Like I was like, okay, I'm into this. I like that I don't quite know where it's settling. It never lets you get too comfortable before it takes you somewhere else. Effortlessly, not just like sticking a pickaxe into it to, mess with it. It's like, okay. And we were saying before, no character is wasted. Everyone seems to have a real purpose, even if they seem kind of like a sidetrack thing over here. Eventually, they align to something greater, and it kind of all makes sense. So, yeah, I'm into when attention to detail goes like that, and
Yeah.
Andy does that really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I also wanted to ask you, Wumi, you've done this massive show in Loki and also the Deadpool. So doing the Marvel thing and then jumping into these smaller projects. Is there like a culture shift that happens when you step on from one place to the other, or how does that feel?
I don't think there's a culture shift because thankfully for me, walking onto Deadpool, Hugh and Ryan, and then Loki with Tom. I mean, everyone is so lovely, and I feel like our set was really, really lovely. So the cast were really quite tight, and the crew.
Mm.
It was a really easy environment, both of them. I think the biggest difference would be being on a controlled set in a studio and being out in the elements in Cheddar Vale, because now if it rains, if it snows, if the clouds come, if the sun's out and it's not consistent with the scene, you have to wait for things to change back to how it was at the beginning of the scene. And that takes a lot of time and then now money. So there's like that kind of difference is I think the biggest difference. that bar and the catering.
Yeah.
The catering on Marvel's much better.
They got
But
slightly more
That's the secret. That's how they get all those big
for
stars.
Christmas.
Yeah, I get
yeah,
it.
but like a set is a set. Like it's really the people who make it.
Yeah.
So if you're blessed to work with people that you get on with and respect, and there's a healthy work environment, then the culture is actually really much the same. Everybody does their work
Yeah.
and does their homework, and you know, it's a pleasant place to be for 13, 14 hours a day. That's as long as it's a pleasant place to be,
Yeah, that's
we're good, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're soon running out of time here. We could speak for hours, of course, about Tarantino as well.
Yes.
We live in a time where a lot of TV shows are being made and movies, and they're released rapidly. What would
Mm.
you say is like the elevator pitch for the viewers to choose Passenger out of all of these other things? What is the thing that draws the
Hmm.
viewers in?
I think it's what attracted me is it's something that feels very, very normal. You're watching something, you feel like you understand it, but it puts this uneasy feeling in your stomach. And I think it's something that lives in all of us, that something might not be quite right, but we daren't look to our right or look to our left in case we see it. That right through society, something is quite off and quite strange that we don't want to acknowledge. And that's in all of us. And that's definitely in Cheddar Vale. And
Yeah.
it's something your character's trying to get everyone to see all the time is like, for
Yeah.
God's sake, look over there.
Hmm.
You know,
Look,
he needs to be
look deep.
fixed.
Yeah. We like to say it's a super unnatural genre. Like it's not supernatural. It's unnatural, but it's very, very like strange. And there's a rumbling underneath this very normal, regular, outward showing village. Um, so yeah, that's our elevator pitch.
Yeah, I like it, and I kind of got the vibes from when I watched Dark, the
Yeah,
German show, because that's also super unnatural, as you might say.
it's nice
It's
company to be in. Yeah, I get what you
yeah,
mean.
so I really did like it, and the Swedes always love watching TV shows set in UK. So I'm sure we will love this as well. So thanks a lot for taking the time to speak with me today, and best of luck
Thank
with the
you.
premiere here now in Sweden.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.